as free from becomes more popular. People are choosing to be free from as a lifestyle choice, not necessarily just if they're celiac. And I think that's a massive opportunity to basically become more mainstream as free from and good for you products. And I think that's where the exciting opportunity is. And especially with obviously the big retailers and the big volumes, if we can get it right, we should have exponential growth.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me in the studio today is Scott Livingston, the CEO of Turo. Scott, very good to see you in the studio for a change.
Thank you. Thanks
you completed your RTO last year. What's changed most inside Turo since then? What still needs fixing?
So, well, since the RTO, when we completed in June last year, we obviously now have an AIM listing, so we have more liquidity and more eyeballs on our stock. We've gone through the process of consolidating our subsidiaries, getting them working together, sharing resources, and effectively now focused on growing these challenger brands in the market. And we've tidied up our balance sheet as well, so we're in a much stronger and better position now.
Are you seeing synergies between all of those brands?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So there is work to do as well with cross-fertilizing and having some products under certain other brand names. There's a lot of synergies in terms of cost base, sharing resources. So obviously a lot of our products are in the same demographic. It's the same type of consumer, which is the free from consumer, if you like. So going forward, there's a lot of synergies.
Let's look at some of those brands. So Oaf seems to be gaining real traction in Tesco. What are shoppers responding to, the brand or the product?
Well, I think both. For starters, the brand looks interesting, fun and appealing, quite loud packaging and straightforward as well, so it's easy to understand. Secondly, the products taste good. Our subs especially are doing exceptionally well. A lot of people talk about them, and more importantly, I think to have success as a brand, you need people to talk about it and buy it again. And we think that with some of our products in the Oaf range, people are certainly doing that. They're buying it again, they're talking about it. And there's a lot of social media that is unpaid for, where people are sharing news about their new find and how they enjoy it and suggesting other people use it.
You've hinted at more big retailers coming on board, Scott. How important is that next win for 2026 momentum?
Yeah, so it's a big part of it. So obviously, having launched in Tesco with Oaf, we have a lot of progress. Some of the SKUs are doing very well, the products are doing very well, and now we basically are talking to all of the other big retailers. They're obviously will be monitoring units, sales, be monitoring how the brand develops, and it's a long process because they have different range windows. But we expect exciting news to come, and we're working very hard on winning those big multiples, as well as obviously the lower hanging fruit and talking to smaller, lower volume distribution channels. But this year is big for Oaf. Yeah.
Paulson has some short-term disruptions, still delivering positive EBITDA. What does that say about the strength of that brand?
Yeah, so we've managed to control costs a lot better recently. We've cut a lot of costs. We had a factory in Gloucester which was reasonably inefficient. We're now moving the whole facility to Wales. We have been using outsourced manufacturing, but the brand is strong. There's a lot of demand. We have very good relationships. It's nearly a 20-year history. People want the keto bars, fiber bars, protein bars that we produce. And we're getting back on track slowly now. And I think it's important that we are always EBITDA positive and we grow this business fast.
With Paulson heading into Europe and Co-op expanding to 1,000 stores, which growth lever excites you most right now?
Well, going from the free from aisles, which is traditionally the industry, into the main snacking aisles, I think is a massive opportunity as free from becomes more popular. People are choosing to be free from as a lifestyle choice, not necessarily just if they're celiac. And I think that's a massive opportunity to basically become more mainstream as free from and good for you products. And I think that's where the exciting opportunity is. And especially with obviously the big retailers and the big volumes, if we can get it right, we should have exponential growth.
Scott, Juvela, once worth north of £10 million, how do you see its long-term value evolving with Oaf now live?
Well, we've had a lot of interest in Juvela. It's a very good business, a prescription business, 25 years old, always doing well, great set of products. Oaf really is where a lot of the value will be produced because Oaf is in an industry where we've got a lot of growth. There is no ceiling for where we can go with the brand. So I think that value should only increase over time. And we hope to basically create a bakery business there, which has a mass market consumer brand and also retains the prescription business of Juvela, which is doing well.
Take us through some of the milestones that investors should be looking out for as 2026 progresses, Scott.
So Acquisitions that we can bolt on that are strategically interesting and fit well. So brands where maybe we'd be able to manufacture ourselves, obviously the same consumer demographic where we can add value, utilise our skills. Also growth in the main retailers and growth abroad where we can export and where we can build. So we're looking at organic growth fast, and we're looking at opportunistic acquisitions.
Anything in the pipeline?
Many in the pipeline, but it's hard work, and we're very selective. So, but everyone will know as soon as we pull something off.
That sounds like an exciting year for the company. I hope you'll keep us updated with any developments.
I will. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Scott Livingston, the CEO of Turo.